you, and we want to dive back into Kennard's Corner, and we wanted to lead off talking about the DART controversy, the Dallas Area Rapid Transit System, and some awesome reporting that Dallas Express has been doing about this. We've got the latest article here up on the screen, and the leading headline is DART's crime surging, cities voting to leave. Can 24.6 million turn the bus around? And so this is referring to some earlier reporting that the Dallas Express had done that really revealed this ongoing kind of financial issue with DART, which has spent billions of dollars on a significant expansion of the system, has also run into issues with delivering services to people, saying, well, we're running out of money, and at the same time was paying out bonuses to the executives that run the system, which was brought into question by even some elected representatives. And ultimately, that has led to some of the cities, the first one being Plano, actually saying we're going to have a popular vote to see if the city will leave the DART system. And that's going to take place in May of 2026. So this was some really good reporting by the Dallas Express. They also had a podcast, and I actually want to share a little video from that because Texas State Representative Mitch Little, who sits on the Transportation Committee, weighed in on this and I think provides some really helpful insight to what is being talked about, what's being discussed, and why this is kind of bubbling to the surface now. Can we play that video, please?
Shannon, another article came out on the 29th.
I saw something from Express yesterday.
Yeah, and it's
mind-boggling. In fact, I think I reposted it.
Yes. And so I thank you for that because it's the Plano versus DART.
Yeah, I think I saw, if I'm remembering correctly, Sarah, I think Plano has put in $109 million and got $44 million back in service.
Exactly.
Something like that.
Yes.
This came up during the legislative session, as you know.
Yeah.
And it's very contentious because DART works very hard to sustain itself and tries to operate independent of the rules that all of us in our businesses face. Like, does this make sense? Mm-hmm. Is this actually producing a public good at a reasonable price? Like, those seem to be irrelevant considerations.
And sadly, I mean, for Plano, it's a very poor business decision to be part of DART.
Yeah, but they're not.
So we can go ahead and stop it
Carrollton
there.
And Irving, and
I think Representative Little really got to the issue here, which is, does this make sense? And clearly, in the situation for the city of Plano, at least from an economic perspective, it doesn't come anywhere close to making sense when they're paying out hundreds of millions of dollars and getting some fraction of services in return. And that doesn't even take into consideration the increasing concerns around the crime and the safety issues. This does, however, have an impact also on the capital markets because the expansion of DART originally was intended to be funded by the fares that people paid. Well, over time, that has shifted to being funded by the member cities out of their sales taxes. And then on top of that, you've had municipal debt that has been raised to fund this expansion. So all of a sudden you have this debt outstanding that is based on the contributions of all of these member cities. And I think that's fairly unique in the municipal debt system to have this kind of situation of a major amount of debt outstanding, and all of a sudden one of a group of cities saying we're going to exit. The issue is, although, that Plano is setting a precedent where you have other cities, Irving and Carrollton and others as well, that are in a similar situation. So you could have a cascading effect here. And I think that we are far from the end of hearing about this issue. And unfortunately, I want to show a post from today by Dallas City Councilwoman Kara Mendelson referring to this Dallas Express reporting and tagging Representative Mitch Little in this. She says, I guess the story will be updated since DART voted to give the CEO a $60,000 bonus this week. So a pretty incredible post that in the middle of this kind of scandal and this heightened scrutiny around the value proposition of DART, you see the situation really starting to get a lot of attention and more difficult to justify. Why are bonuses being paid when you have an entity that is not delivering the value to its constituent citizenry?